marrying between clans, as with Hashirama Senju and Mito Uzumaki. Following the founding of Konohagakure at the end of the Warring States period, the Senju chose to
I don't know if y'all
symbolize
can
their
see that
line of
image, but
friendship by adding the
we
Uzumaki
drawing
family to
Whitebeard
Konoha's flag
from
jackets.
One
Konoha and the
Piece.
Uzumaki's own Uzushigakure remained close allies over the following decades, with the Uzumaki providing Fuinjutsu, among other things, to Konoha whenever there was a need. In time, the Uzumaki clan's masked storage temple was even constructed on Konoha's outskirts. One of the biggest mysteries that is connected to this clan is their destruction. The reason why they are absent in the series is because
Hey,
Uzushigakure
it
has been
happens. It
destroyed by
happens. My
other
pencil
nations.
just, bro.
But
I guess I
when
was
and
pressing
why
too
did they
hard
do
on
it? Just like the Senju clan, I have already made a video about this topic where I talk about the destruction of the Uzumaki clan in much greater detail, and I warmly recommend you watch it. The link
So
will be in
that's
the
how it looks
description.
so
To
far.
sum it up, it seems the main reason for its destruction are the Uzumakis themselves and no one else. When we look at them, they seem very calm and monk-like ninjas, but it seems we are wrong. According to Kushina in Naruto chapter 500, she said that her clanfolk excelled at stealing techniques. However, they were a bit savage and battle-hungry. This single statement reminded me of the Kaguya clan, which is a now extinct clan known for their savage battle tactics and archaic values. We can also see this characteristic in almost every Uzumaki member. For example, Karin is often depicted as being violent and critical. Kushina was also often seen as the person who is short-tempered and occasionally lashed out violently at others if they angered her. Nagato showed his savage side basically every time he was pained. He especially expressed his violent side against Hanzo after slaughtering every member of Hanzo's army and every relative of his. So we can see that this savagery is very characteristic of the Uzumaki clan, and we have seen it from time to time. But still, how could it be a problem? Well, in Naruto Data Book 4, in Kushina's backstory, it was written that she was growing up during the turbulent Civil War years, which means Uzushio was undergoing civil war when she was there. The term Civil War means a war between citizens of the same country, which means, for some unknown reason, the Uzumaki members started to fight against each other. I think this was the perfect opportunity for the enemies of the Hidden Leaf and Uzushigakure to band together in order to destroy this legendary clan, which was weakened because of their infighting. But why didn't the Hidden Leaf help arguably their biggest ally? Well, I think they knew about the savage side of the Uzumaki clan, and when the Civil War began, Konoha decided to be neutral and inactive because it was none of their business. And if they did anything, it would look like Konoha was declaring Uzushio as a part of their village. When the other villages attacked, the Hidden Leaf knew that no matter what they did, they would not be able to win that battle. Since by that time, the Hidden Leaf was very weakened. The three strongest ninja of their time were dead. Plus, they were losing their biggest ally, the Uzumaki clan, and they did not want their casualties to increase in a battle where they knew that they had no chance of winning. Plus, fighting against all other villages would only make diplomatic relations worse. And that's why I think Konoha decided not to do anything when Uzushigakure was being wiped out. There is also another possibility that they knew some kind of forbidden technique which got leaked out from the village and led to its destruction. And it should come as no surprise since they have created a lot of overpowered techniques such as Reaper Death Seal. I really wonder how anyone could create such a technique. I mean, we know that the user dies after its usage, so how could someone practice it? The whole thing about Reaper Death Seal is really confusing. The Shinigami seems to be some kind of being. It is much larger than an average human, possessing long, shaggy white hair, from which two red horns protrude, as well as purple-colored skin. It is draped in a large white kimono and carries a set of prayer beads. When not using it, the Shinigami is almost always seen with a tango in his mouth. When removed, however, its mouth is revealed to be full of sharp, jagged teeth and a very long, almost serpentine tongue. When sealing a target, a series of cursed seals spread across its arms. He clearly does not have a human appearance and looks like an Otsutsuki with his horns and celestial appearance. But I think he is not an Otsutsuki, but a member of another race of extraterrestrials. Or he could even be the king of the afterlife, which actually exists in the Naruto verse. We know that the king of hell exists in Naruto, so what if this is the king of heaven? Another interesting thing that I have noticed about the Uzumaki clan is its similarity with the Rinnegan. For example, the human path is very similar to the Reaper Death Seal, especially if we remove the dying part. Naraka path is very similar to Healing Bite. This path can supposedly heal the other pains, just like how Uzumakis can heal others with Heal Bite. The chains that are used to subdue Tailed Beast, similar to the one Obito used, are really similar to the adamantine chains of the Uzumaki clan. My guess is Kishimoto at first decided to make Nagato a rare case of Uzumaki mutation, and then give the Rinnegan to Naruto, but later scrapped that idea in favor of Madara awakening the Rinnegan. This could explain the uncanny similarity between the Uzumaki clan and the Rinnegan. The Lee clan. I am pretty sure that most of you did not know about the existence of the Lee clan. This is one of the many clans that reside in Konohagakure. In Boruto, Naruto the movie novel, it is written that the Lee clan exists. The two known members of this clan, Rock Lee and his son, Metal Lee, are known for their taijutsu skills. However, they aren't the only known members of this clan. During the Fourth Shinobi World War, someone bearing a strong resemblance to Rock Lee and Might Guy was seen on the battlefield in the anime. In episode 20 of Naruto SD, Rock Lee no Seishun Full Power Ninden, he is credited as Pac Lee. I really wonder if we'll ever get any information about this clan. Also, in the 5th volume of the Naruto manga, Rock Lee has been regarded as one of the many student ninja who have traveled from foreign villages to the Hidden Leaf for the Chunin exams. This makes me very interested in what the original village of Rock Lee and the Lee clan is, and just where his clan came from. Hoshigaki clan. The Hoshigaki clan is from Kirigakure. All of its known members appear to have shark-like features, such as sharp, pointed teeth and facial features that resemble gills. During the 6th Mizukage's era, the family name no longer appears on memorials, which Shizuma attributes to his family being considered a nuisance in peaceful time. I really wonder what affected them that these clan members had shark-like features. I plan on doing a separate video about this clan, so stay tuned for it. The Kazekage clan. Just like the Lee clan, I am pretty sure most of you did not know about the Kazekage clan. In Gaara Hidden, a Sandstorm Mirage, it is written that the Kazekage clan is a shinobi clan from Sunagakure that holds high influence and authority in its village. Unfortunately, its true family name is unknown, and that's why we refer to it as the Kazekage clan. Not much is known about the clan, with the exception that it has produced several notable members who have held positions of high authority, including the 4th and 5th Kazekage, and the village's ambassador. With Tamari's marriage, the clan, to some extent, has obtained connections with Konohagakure's Nara clan. Because of Tamari's marriage into a Konohagakure family, if Gaara and Kankuro die without leaving children of their own, the position of Kazekage would be open to Tamari's children, whom would be categorized as a Konohanin. The Suna Council considered this as an undesirable result, thus attempted to coerce Gaara, the 5th Kazekage, into an arranged marriage to leave an heir. However, some other extremist members would prefer to banish the clan with a frame-up in order to prevent any of them from claiming the bloodline altogether. Members of the Kazekage clan, just like the majority of shinobi from Sunagakure, are skilled in wind release. Select members of the clan also inherit the rare magnet release Kekkei Genkai. With it, they can manipulate large quantities of mineral substances to blanket the battlefield and overwhelm their opponents. The Jugo clan. This clan is an unnamed family which originated from an unknown area. The members of this clan possess the innate ability to absorb natural energy from their surroundings due to their unique bodies. However, the adverse effects of this energy results in sudden and uncontrollable surges of madness, causing them to sporadically go berserk. Their unique bodies also secrete special fluids that allow them to undergo various drastic physical alterations. The only known member is Jugo, who was said to have voluntarily gone to Orochimaru in the hopes that he could be cured for his fits of rage. According to Kabuto Yakushi, Orochimaru's subsequent investigations and experimentation allowed him to discover the origin of the clan's power at the Ryuchi Cave, where he obtained Senju power, and, years later, where Kabuto would learn Sage Mode. The Otsutsuki clan. For countless eons, the Otsutsuki clan have been traveling throughout dimensions, seeking out worlds to plant 10-tail saplings into. Once planted, it grows into a god tree with its roots spreading across the planet to siphon chakra and genetic material from all of its surroundings and inhabitants, resulting in everything dying and it bearing a large fruit for the Otsutsuki to consume in order for them
Spend
to
10
thrive,
minutes.
gaining power and longevity. Once harvested, as they no longer need the planet, they move to another one to repeat the process. In order for the ten-tailed seeds to bloom into a god tree, a living Otsutsuki must be fed to the beast. Hence the clan members travel in pairs, with the lower ranking being the sacrifice, while the other one watches over the fruit's cultivation. However, the Otsutsuki to be sacrificed utilize Kama to prepare a vessel beforehand in order to revive themselves. This was the most interesting clan in the Naruto series in my opinion. We got little to no information during Shippuden, but in Boruto, this clan gets a lot of focus, and this is the only clan I am sure that will be explained fully, and that's why I won't talk much about it today. Number 1. The Namikaze clan. Ever since Minato Namikaze appeared, all of us wondered if the Namikaze clan exists or not. Despite it not being confirmed by any sources, there are a lot of hints that suggest that Minato was actually the member of a clan. Right now, Minato's parents do not really have any significant role in the series. However, this was not always like this. The creator of Naruto, Masashi Kishimoto, had a different idea about Minato Namikaze and his role in the series. In 2008, he gave an interesting interview to Shonen Jump magazine where he was asked, now that it's officially known that Yondaime is Naruto's father, will you show more of Minato? And he answered, yes, definitely. I actually wanted to reveal more about Yondaime earlier, but other characters were in development and some fights still had to be dealt with. And then he was asked, while we're at it, could you please tell us if Minato was the strongest shinobi that ever lived? And he gave a very interesting answer, saying that it's a tricky question. As far as dead shinobi go, then yes, he's the strongest. I'd say that Sandaime shares the #1 spot with him. As far as living shinobi go, well, without going into too many details, I'd have to say no. There's a couple of shinobi who are stronger than him. Later during that year, he also said that the 4th Hokage's secret and bloodline will be shown, which means that Masashi Kishimoto was intending to make Minato's parents relevant, but later changed his mind. However, one thing is clear. Even if he wanted to make Minato's
Kinda
parents
messed up
relevant,
right there.
it seems they were dead from the beginning of the story, since if they were alive, I'm pretty sure they would take care of their grandson. Living with grandparents is not something uncommon in the Naruto world, since we know that Obito lived with his grandmother. Either way, Minato's parents have to be extremely powerful because every Hokage came from extremely strong families. For example, Hashirama and Tobirama were the sons of Butsuma Senju, who was presumably a very strong ninja. Hiruzen Sarutobi was the son of the legendary Sasuke Sarutobi. Tsunade is the granddaughter of Hashirama Senju and Mito Uzumaki. Kakashi is the son of Sakumo Hatake, the White Fang. And Naruto is the son of Minato and Kushina, and because of that, I don't think that Minato was an exception to that. And it seems Kishimoto also had an idea for the Namikaze clan. We know that in Naruto, physical characteristics play a very big role in making clans distinguishable from each other. For example, most of the Uzumakis have red hair, Otsutsukis have white skin and gray hair, the majority of Uchiha and Hyuga clan members have dark blue or black hair, and it seems the physical characteristics of the Namikaze clan are yellow hair and blue eyes. The DNA of the Namikaze clan is so dominant that it oppressed the Uzumaki clan's red hair in Naruto's case, and it also oppressed the Hyuga clan's DNA in Boruto's cases, despite him being only 25% Namikaze and 50% Hyuga. Deidara could also be from the Namikaze clan, since he shared both of these traits. Plus, we don't know his surname, so who knows? Also, in the 5th volume of the Naruto manga, Rock Lee is regarded as one of the many student ninjas from foreign villages who have traveled to the Hidden Leaf for the Junior Ninja Selection exams. It seems foreign ninja students are not uncommon for the Hidden Leaf, and who knows, Minato's father could be from another village who has traveled to the Hidden Leaf for the Junior Ninja Selection exams, and just like Rock Lee, he later stayed in the village. That could be the reason why the Namikaze is so rare of a surname in the Hidden Leaf. We know that clans in Naruto in most cases have their own unique abilities that are passed down for generations. I think at first Kishimoto had an idea of the Namikaze clan and a unique ability of that clan that could very well be the space-time ninjutsu, because according to the second Naruto databook, which is written by Masashi Kishimoto himself, Minato was the original creator of the Flying Thunder God technique, but he later changed his mind in favor of giving that technique to Tobirama Senju. It seems that, at first, Kishimoto wanted the Namikaze clan to exist, but he later changed his mind. Also, in 2010, if I remember correctly, Masashi Kishimoto said that he was thinking about doing a spin-off about Minato Namikaze, where he will be much younger, and was intending to draw Minato as a child. But this idea stayed as an idea, and we have yet to see any update on that. Anyway, I guess this is all for today. What do you think? Which clan is the most interesting? Let me know in the comments, like this video, and subscribe to this channel for more. Astrojack out. Bye.
When you want to compare brewing methods to make a good cup of coffee at home, you can just ask Google to compare them all for you. French press? Oui, oui, monsieur. Ooh, a little strong. NCIS, you know you make me want it. What do we know?
There's a night you've never seen. NCIS Tuesday is all new. CBS Tonight, starting 8/7 Central. I have been into the Naruto community for almost 6 years, and I think I can call myself pretty knowledgeable about this series. Over the years, I've found some things that a lot of people have missed or did not know about, and today, I want to talk about 20 things you probably didn't know about this series. But before starting, I want to ask you all to like this video and subscribe to this channel for more. I hope all of you have a great day, and let's start the video. Itachi is mostly shown as a calm and chill dude, but once he was seen differently. It is well known that Itachi's primary objective during his battle versus Sasuke was to liberate Sasuke from Orochimaru's clutches. Well, after seeing his precious little brother's newfound strength and forcing Orochimaru to unveil himself, Itachi was relatively happy. Unfortunately, that happiness was short-lived because Orochimaru began running his mouth. After we look closely at Itachi's face, after he proceeded what Orochimaru said, he snaps. I think this was the only time we saw Itachi like this. For some unknown reason, people believe that Naruto one-shot Asura Path by punching him, but that's false. If we look closely, we can see that he has used Rasengan instead of punch. Rasengan can easily be seen in the manga. Also, in that fight, I've noticed that Hyugas are able to activate Byakugan only in one eye. As we can see, only the right Byakugan of Hinata is activated. In part 1, Shukaku is never referred to as the one-tailed demon, and the way Gamabunta talks about him shows that Gaara is not the first Jinchuriki he has seen. They all suffered like Gaara did, not the peaceful monk Jinchuriki we see in part 2. The fact that Shukaku lives within Gaara is referred to as possession, and not sealing, aka Fuinjutsu. In part 1, Akatsuki is established and their goals vaguely alluded to. They want the Kyuubi. Why? Jiraiya assumes it is one of the strongest chakras out there. It's one of the Yoma, demons. But neither Itachi nor Kisame mention Gaara when they arrived in Konoha. One could argue that Gaara was not their assigned target, but catching two Jinchuriki, a word that hadn't existed, would be a point of discussion for Akatsuki. Kyuubi is the nine-tailed fox, which is directly from Chinese and Japanese myth. There was no reason to assume that Kyuubi's existence was connected to Shukaku's. Beside that, during Naruto and Gaara fight, Shukaku did not use his tailed beast bomb, which is his primary attack. He also did not react at all upon seeing Kurama, even though they were supposed to be some kind of friends. One Piece and Naruto had very big rivalry with each other. In the last chapter of Naruto, we can see Boruto has painted the Straw Hats Roger logo on Naruto's face on the Hokage Rock as a reference to One Piece by rival mangaka and friend Oda Sensei. In return, as a tribute to Naruto's ending, the cover page on One Piece chapter 766 shows some love back. The One Piece logo is different in this chapter, with the O being the iconic Konoha logo, as one of the E's with a shuriken and the classic letter I that was in the form of Luffy, now Uzumaki Naruto. The cover page had so many things Naruto related. For example, Luffy eating ramen, Naruto's favorite food, Nami as a waitress wearing a dress with hidden leaf symbol, and the little fox, who could be Kurama, eating ramen and wearing a Naruto fish cake shirt. There's another character there eating near Luffy, making Luffy laugh, eating meat which is Luffy's favorite food. You can't really make out his face since it's covered. However, due to his clothes and him wearing Konoha boots, we can say that he is none other than Naruto Uzumaki himself. It is also worth pointing out how stronger Edo Itachi Susanoo is compared to sick Itachi's. Undoubtedly, because of Itachi's terminal illness, which has resulted in his chakra, both in potency and reserves, his Susanoo was weaker than when he was in Edo Tensei form. It is smaller, has less layers of armor, and is much more transparent, indisputably because of Itachi's chakra being diminished to such a degree. This was not the only interesting thing about Itachi, which you may have missed. In Naruto chapter 623, we can see Hashirama explaining some kind of ultimate technique to Madara, which is later exactly used by Itachi Uchiha in his fight against Naruto and Killer Bee. Hashirama's arguably the strongest technique, Shinsu Senju, is considered by many as the strongest technique in the whole Naruto franchise. A lot of people think that Hashirama is able to single-handedly defeat Madara and Kurama with that technique. In Naruto chapter 626, we can see that Madara has destroyed almost all the arms of the Buddha statue, and that's why Madara and Hashirama had to continue their battle without their giant chakra avatars. Hashirama was clearly intended to have a different appearance in the series.
Can't tell me I'm not cold, bro. Look at that. White beard for sure. But hey, hold on. Yeah, I go see the full project though.
Older than the 20s to 30s we see in part 2 anyway. In part 1, he had smallish eyes, broad nose, grim, stern, tired eyes, and noticeable tear tropes. He looks like a man who is at least in his 40s. Who knows? The shinobi life is hard, and young men can easily look old. He certainly doesn't give an impression of being young. You can see in the cover of chapter 303, he already has a thinner nose.
Brother, you want cheese on your chicken sandwich or no?
His irises are
Yeah.
Yeah.
New Balance. What we got now?
Algebra, accounting, statistics.
Once you get a taste for something different,
I'll try ice skating.
different is all you'll live for.
They were knocking at my door to tell me my daughter is gone.
She had lots of questions that weren't being answered.
are larger, showing him as younger. Later, when he is revived a second time, he doesn't resemble his first revival. After the village has been built, Hashirama is developing the tear tropes, but in the battle after Madara defects, they are gone. A lot of people think that Senjus have been united for a really long time, ever since Ashura Otsutsuki. However, it is not true, according to the Naruto databook. Along with the Uchiha clan, the Senju clan is also described as having been fractured before a leader united them. Curiously, the Senju are described as a diverse people. According to the third Naruto databook, Ikaku was a member of the Uchiha clan before the founding of Konohagakure. Despite his young age, he was one of the clan's most powerful shinobi and was also endowed with great leadership skills. Based on this information, we can pretty much say that he was the reincarnation of Indra Otsutsuki before Madara. Oddly enough, Both Itachi and Aoba are observed using crows in Naruto. Crow summons are listed as Itachi's summon, but not for Aoba, although it is clear that he is summoning them. Perhaps it is like how Haku summoned a white rabbit during the wave arc. He obviously doesn't have a rabbit summon. When the Saidame dies, he remembers his life. He became a sensei before becoming Hokage. As we can see, at first, Hokages had a different design than they had in the series. Hashirama had a noticeably larger nose and also had a large scar on his left eye. Tobirama's hairstyle is really different and larger than he had in the series. Kishimoto was planning to make Hiruzen a dog, but his editor changed his mind since it looked too spooky, and as we can see, Minato looks nothing like in the final version. Mount Myoboku is reachable on foot. Not much is known about Shikotsu Forest or Ryuchi Caves, but it could be that these locations are essentially in the same realm, just far away and difficult to reach. Here, we see who the latest 3 to sign the Toad contract are, but there have been summoners before Jiraiya. The stage for Sage training in Mount Myoboku shows us people who have been able to contact the Toads previously and attempted to learn the Sage arts. They are all ninja from before Jiraiya's time. House earring seals act as barrier seals when an attempt is made to extract his transplanted Byakugan. Bloodline theft is very much real, although the manga deals with the stealing of body parts more rather than the kidnapping of such individuals for creating a new bloodline clan in another village. Mito had seal tags in her hair and chakra stored in her forehead. I wonder what her secret abilities were and what she was protecting. Interestingly enough, according to the 4th data book, Sasuke invented the blaze release technique when he fought A, but the reincarnated Tobirama Senju commented that he had seen it before during his lifetime. Besides Tobirama, Kaguya also noticed Amaterasu and somehow knew about it. We all know that the reason why Madara chose Nagato to be the welder of his Rinnegan was because of his strong body. A lot of people do not know, but besides being Uzumaki, Nagato is also half Senju. Madara specifically chose Nagato as the new host, since he was the perfect host. If it could be any Uzumaki, then he had many options besides Nagato. Nagato's mother has red hair. It's very likely where he gets his Uzumaki blood from, while his father has black hair and black eyes, and that is most likely where his Senju blood comes. Nagato seems to be like Tsunade and Nawaki, and have both Senju and Uzumaki in him, making his chakra, blood, and body more suited to the Rinnegan than somebody is just an Uzumaki. Asuma Sarutobi shared the same fate as his father, Hiruzen Sarutobi. Hiruzen died on the 80th episode of Naruto, 3rd Hokage forever, and Asuma died on the 80th episode, Last Words of Naruto Shippuden. After Madara implanted both of his eyes to Nagato, he should not have any eyes while he met Obito. However, a lot of people don't know that Madara stole the eye from an unnamed Uchiha, which means that Obito is not the first Uchiha that Madara came across or lured into his cave. Anyway, I guess this is all for today. What do you think about this video? If you liked it, I can do the second part of it. Let me know in the comments. Please, like this video and subscribe to this channel for more. AstroJack out. Bye!
Health gives you the ability to love more, feel more, be more. Health gives you the ability to live an extraordinary life, because every day, no matter the challenges, is a chance to breathe. Laugh until your belly aches. Cry because you care so much. And experience everything that makes your life truly extraordinary. For 150 years, Franciscan Health has been there, watching extraordinary lives unfold.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get up high quality that's guaranteed fresh and down low prices in every aisle. With quality and savings that add up, Kroger shoppers never compromise. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
The Uchiha clan has produced a lot of legendary ninjas such as Itachi, Madara, Shisui, Sasuke, Fugaku, etc. However, there is one ninja who unfortunately got very little screen time in the series, and that ninja was Kagami Uchiha. Today, I want to talk about him, but before starting, I want to ask you all to like this video and subscribe to this channel for more. I hope you all have a great day. Now let's start the video. Well, Kagami Uchiha made his debut in Naruto chapter 481 in a flashback of a dying Danzo. In this flashback, we could see a scene from the First Ninja World War, during which he and his teammates from the escort unit accompanied the second Hokage on a mission. Pursued and ultimately surrounded by Kumogakure's Kinkaku squad, the group discussed their options, where Kagami noted that Koharu's plan of an ambush wouldn't work, and that instead a diversion was needed to lure the enemy away. He then listened as the second Hokage, who had nominated himself as the decoy, appointed Hiruzen as the third Hokage. However, this wasn't the only time we saw Kagami Uchiha in the series. In Naruto Shippuden episode 369, Kagami was amongst the first few hundred students to attend and graduate the academy. We could see him sitting next to Torifu Akimichi at the academy. Later in that episode, we could see Kagami standing next to Torifu and two unknown females watching the spar between young Hiruzen and Danzo. We know that Kagami was a member of the escort unit, which was an elite team under the leadership of the second Hokage, Tobirama Senju. We know that this group consisted of 7 members, including their leader,
That's what it's looking like so far.
The members of this unit were Hiruzen Sarutobi, Koharu Utatane, Homura Mitokado, Danzo Shimura, Kagami Uchiha, and Torifu Akimichi. 3